my wife said as she closed the door. I want us to take a break. I deserve to discover who I'm without you. So I decided she didn't need my money either, and I blocked all her cards and cut off her access to our assets. It was just another night in our apartment in Madrid. Carmen, my wife, was stirring her tea with a calmness that did not fit. The dog was snoring by the window, and I was finishing washing the dishes when she dropped the bomb. Miguel, I need a break. 7 days just to disconnect, to think. Her voice was soft, almost rehearsed, as if she feared an explosion that never came. I looked at her, nodded, and said, okay. She blinked, expecting drama, but there was none. It is a kind of emotional detox, she added, mentioning self-help books and Instagram quotes about reconnecting. I did not ask anything. Her decision was made, and the luggage she packed that night was not improvised. Clothes folded with precision. Toiletry bag organized. No one plans a break with so much detail. Will you be okay alone? She asked before leaving. I will manage, I replied. She gave me a cold kiss on the cheek and closed the door. The click of the lock echoed. I did not waste time. I opened my laptop and started to work. Not out of anger, but out of instinct. First, the joint account. I transferred the exact half to a sub-account in her name, canceled her access, and redirected the rest to a new account. Legal, clean, with no room for claims. Then, the shared credit cards. I removed her name. Carmen had never paid a bill. She did not know what her life cost. She would soon find out. Lastly, I cut her access to the shared calendar and digital folders. All in a few hours. By midnight, my financial world was secure. The next day, I visited the bank in person on Gran Via. I confirmed the changes and asked for statements from the last 6 months. I saved them in a secure folder. It was not paranoia, it was preparation. Then I checked our mobile phone plan. Carmen had not deactivated the GPS tracking. A rookie mistake. In 10 seconds I saw her location. She was not at a retreat in the mountains or in an Airbnb in Valencia. She was in a luxury penthouse in the Salamanca neighborhood, registered in the name of Diego Salazar, a co-worker she had mentioned once, almost as if he did not matter. I looked up his profile. Real estate agent, a commercial smile, post full of wine glasses and empty motivational phrases like, change is freedom. Pathetic. I did not stop. I reviewed the recent charges on the joint card. Dinners at expensive restaurants, drinks at trendy bars, a spa in Chambéry. All in the last month, all near that penthouse. It was not a break, it was a rehearsal for another life. I called a lawyer specializing in divorces, a discreet one who worked in an office near Puerta del Sol. I made an appointment for the next day. Then I checked the title of our house in Alcorcon. It was still in both our names. I marked it for a legal review. Every step was a nail in the coffin of her plan. At 6:32 p.m., I received a message from her. I arrived safely. I'm going to disconnect a bit. I will write to you soon. I love you. I did not reply. She wanted space. She would get it, but not as she imagined. The next day, at 9 a.m., I walked into the lawyer's office. A serious man in his 40s, straight to the point. I told him everything with the coldness of a report. Carmen asked for a 7-day break. She is in a penthouse with a certain Diego Salazar. I have statements, locations, records. I showed him the evidence. He nodded, impressed. We can file for divorce based on emotional abandonment, he said. We will temporarily freeze the assets and prepare an infidelity clause in case she makes a claim. Do you want to notify her today? He asked. No, I replied. Let her enjoy her week of healing. He smiled and gave me a list of steps to follow. Back home, I continued with the cleanup. I changed the health insurance to individual coverage. Carmen would receive a notification in 30 days. I removed her as my emergency contact. Then I saw her Instagram, still public. A photo on a rooftop, cocktail in hand, with the caption, Day 2, letting go and finding light. I zoomed in on the image. A sign behind it said, Brunch with DNL. Diego and Lucia, I presumed. Lucia, her friend, always involved in her dramas. I saved the screenshot. A friend, Javier, sent me a message. That is Carmen and Diego's story. He attached a video. Diego's account was private, but Javier followed him for work. There was Carmen, laughing in a bar. Same dress, same smile. Diego wrote, only good vibes. Sometimes you have to free your soul. It was not a detox, it was a trial run of another life. I called the real estate agent who sold us the house and asked for a discreet appraisal. I also modified the car insurance. Carmen would receive a letter notifying her that she was no longer covered. I did not write to her. She kept posting stories, an expensive menu, a selfie with the caption, without noise, you find yourself. The noise, apparently, was me. That night I received an email. The divorce was filed, a case number assigned, mediation prepared if she contested it. Everything was in motion. But then, at 11:57 p.m., a friend of her friend Lucia sent me a screenshot of a group chat. Carmen, Lucia, Diego, and another woman. Lucia wrote, Miguel is quiet. Is that good or bad? Diego, let him stay that way. She is already out. Carmen, you do not know him. He is just hurt. They thought I would wait. Hurt, passive. They were wrong. Tomorrow, the notifications from the bank, the insurance, and the cards would arrive in her email. It was not silence, it was a wall. At 7:42 in the morning, the doorbell rang. I opened it without rushing. There was Carmen, disheveled, with swollen eyes and her mobile phone in her hand. I came back early, she said with a broken voice. I nodded and let her in. She looked around the apartment as if expecting to find something different. Something is wrong, she said. I cannot access the bank, the insurance, anything. I sat at the table. You are the primary account holder, she added, almost pleading. You left, I said. Her Her shoulders slumped. I thought a break would help us, she murmured. You were not looking for answers. You were trying out another life. It did not go as you expected. She shook her head. I did not do anything with him. I swear. I did not ask. I cut in. I took out an envelope with the divorce papers. Inventory of assets, reallocations, deadlines. Everything is documented. Legal. Fair. She took it with trembling hands. I did not expect this, she whispered. That was your first mistake, I replied. She collapsed into a chair. I thought you would wait, she sobbed. That we would talk. You abandoned your place, I said. This is not a trial run. I'm not a plan B. She cried harder, but there was no turning back. Her world was falling apart, and mine already had new foundations. Carmen fell silent, the envelope with the divorce papers trembling in her hands. She did not open it, just clutched it as if she could change what it contained. I did not want it to end like this, she said with a broken voice. I looked at her without responding. There was nothing to negotiate. She stood up unsteadily and walked out of the apartment with slow steps. The lock clicked again, but this time I did not feel relief, just confirmation. My plan was moving forward, and she was beginning to understand the consequences. That same morning, I sent the updated documents to my lawyer. I included a request to expedite the process, citing emotional abandonment and proof of her cohabitation with Diego Salazar. I did not need more drama, just results. Later, I received a message from Javier. Diego posted another story. It is not Carmen. I checked the screenshot he sent me. Diego, laughing in a car, was driving. Next to him, a woman's hand on the steering wheel. The caption, new roads, new energy. Carmen had been replaced in less than 48 hours. Her emotional detox was nothing more than a fantasy that Diego and Lucia had discarded without a second thought. I did not feel satisfaction, just clarity. Carmen had not only betrayed me, but she had trusted the wrong people. I got to work on the final details. I canceled the joint subscription to a streaming app we still shared. I redirected the mail to my new address. I did not want any more bills with her name on them. Then I called the real estate agent to confirm the appraisal of the house. The market is good, he said. You can sell quickly if you need to. I noted the number. I was not going to rush, but I wanted options. In the afternoon, an email from the bank confirmed that Carmen had tried to access the joint account. The system blocked her and notified her to contact the primary account holder. I imagined her frustration, alone, without access to what she once took for granted. I did not respond to her messages, which began to arrive more frequently. Miguel, please, let us talk. It is not what you think. I read them and deleted them. It was not resentment, it was discipline. She had chosen to leave. I chose to close the door. The next day, my lawyer called me. She signed the preliminary papers, he said. She did not contest them, but she left a note saying she does not agree. I smiled. I did not need her agreement, just her signature. We will prepare for mediation, but with the evidence you have, she does not have much leverage, he added. I gave him the green light to proceed. That same night, Carmen tried another route. Her brother, Carlos, wrote to me. Miguel, she is devastated. Can we talk? I replied politely. This is between her and me. Talk to my lawyer. I did not want intermediaries or family pleas. At midnight, I checked my email. A new message from Carmen with the subject, please read me. I opened it not out of curiosity, but out of strategy. She wrote, I do not know how we got here. I did not want to lose you. Diego was a mistake, an illusion. Talk to me again. I did not reply. Her regret came too late, and her words sounded like a recycled script. I saved the email for the legal file. Every move she made was further proof of her disconnection. On the fourth day, the doorbell rang again. It was Carmen, visibly exhausted, with her hair tied up messily and wearing the same sweatshirt as the day before. I let her in without saying anything. She stood, hugging herself. I'm not here to fight, she said. I just want to explain. I nodded, my arms crossed. I was stupid, she began. Diego made me believe I needed to explore who I was without you. Lucia encouraged me. She said I was brave, but they used me. Diego is already with her, and I have nothing. She paused, waiting for a reaction. I gave her none. You did not see what they were doing because you did not want to, I said. You trusted them, not me. She sat down, defeated. I thought you could forgive, she murmured. It is not about forgiving, I replied. It is about consequences. You chose to leave, and I chose to protect myself. She took out her phone, looking for something to show me, but put it down. No one talks to me anymore, she admitted. Lucia, Diego, even my old friends. I'm alone. That is not my fault, I said. It is the price of your decisions. Her eyes filled with tears, but she did not let them fall. I stood up and handed her another envelope with the final division of assets. Read it soon, I said. The court does not wait. She took the envelope, nodded, and left without looking back. That night, Javier sent me another screenshot. Lucia on Diego's Instagram, posing on a yacht. Carmen was nowhere to be seen. Her world was falling apart, and mine was still in order. I prepared dinner, checked my schedule, and marked the court date. Everything was in its place. Carmen's silence extended to the 5th day. No messages, no calls, just a void that confirmed her defeat. I continued with my plan, every step measured, every decision documented. My lawyer informed me that the court had received her signature on the preliminary documents. She did not contest anything, but she also did not respond to the confirmation email. It was as if she was trying to buy time, hoping I would give in. I did not. I sent a reminder to the real estate agent to expedite the appraisal of the house in Alcorcon. The value is solid, he replied. If you sell, you will have quick liquidity. I filed it as an option, not an urgency. That afternoon, I received an unexpected message from Carmen's mother. Miguel, she is lost. There is no way to talk. I read it and forwarded it to the lawyer for the file. I did not reply. I did not need more family pleas to understand that Carmen was looking for allies, not solutions. My focus was clear: to close the chapter without any loose ends. I canceled the last shared link, a subscription to a gym we never used. Then I checked the email from the court. The hearing was scheduled in 2 days. Mediation was ruled out thanks to her signature. Everything was proceeding as planned. In the evening, Javier wrote to me. Diego and Lucia are in Barcelona. They posted photos at a luxury event. The screenshot showed Lucia smiling next to Diego with the sea in the background. Carmen did not exist in their narrative. Her detox had been a one-way ticket to abandonment. I did not feel pity, only confirmation. She had bet on a fantasy and lost. I was not her safety net. The next day, the doorbell rang at noon. It was Carmen, standing at the door with a small bag. I'm not here to stay, she said quickly. I just want to talk. I let her in. She stood near the entrance, restless. I was wrong, Miguel. Diego was nothing, just a stupid idea. I want to fix it. Her voice trembled, but her words sounded empty. There is nothing to fix, I replied. You signed the papers. The process is underway. She bit her lip. I can fight it, you know. I could go to court, say it was a mistake. I looked at her fixedly. Do it. I have proof. Your locations, expenses, messages. Everything is recorded. You will not win. She fell silent, disarmed. I'm left with nothing, she admitted. My friends do not answer. My family does not understand. I have nowhere to go. You chose that, I said. When you walked out that door, you knew what you were leaving. She shook her head. I thought I would come back and everything would be the same. That was your second mistake, I replied. I handed her a copy of the court schedule. The hearing is tomorrow. If you do not show up, the judge will decide for you. She took the paper, looked at it, and left without another word. That night, I reviewed the final documents. Everything was ready. Division of assets, proof of abandonment, potential infidelity clause. There were no loopholes. Carmen had wanted a break. I gave her a closure. The 6th day dawned with an email from the court. The hearing was confirmed for 10 a.m. Carmen had not responded to the court schedule, not even a message to negotiate. Her silence was not surrender, it was disconnection. She had underestimated the process, thinking that her absence would make me doubt. It did not. I reviewed the documents one last time. Bank statements, screenshots of her stories, GPS records, all organized like an irrefutable puzzle. My lawyer called me. She is not contacted. If she does not appear, the judge will rule in your favor. So be it, I replied. In the morning, I met with the real estate agent in Alcorcon. The house appraisal was ready, a solid value, enough to start from scratch without debts. If you decide to sell, I can move it quickly, he said. I nodded, but asked to keep it on hold. I did not want to rush, although the idea of cutting the last physical tie with Carmen was tempting. Back in Madrid, I received a message from Javier. Lucia and Diego are all over social media selling their new life. Carmen is out of the picture. The screenshot showed Diego at a real estate event with Lucia, posing by his side. Their world was shining. Carmen's was crumbling. At 5 p.m., the doorbell rang. It was her, standing at the door with a folder in her hand. She did not ask to come in, just looked at me. I'm going to the hearing tomorrow, she said with a firm but exhausted voice. I do not want to fight, but I also do not want you to think I gave up. I looked at her without moving. I do not think anything. The facts speak for themselves. I pointed to the folder. What is that? She opened it, showing copies of the documents I had given her. I read them all. I'm not going to contest it, but I need you to know that I did not want to hurt you. She paused, waiting for a reaction. I gave her none. I believed you when you walked out that door, I said. I believed in your promises, in our commitment, but you chose to try another life. That is not undone with words. She looked down. Diego was a mistake. Lucia too. They used me, Miguel. They made me believe I needed something more. They did not use you. I cut in. You chose to trust them, not me. She fell silent, clutching the folder. I have no one now, she admitted. My family is pressuring me, but they do not understand. My friends disappeared. I do not know how I got here. You got here because you wanted to, I replied. And now you face the consequences. She bit her lip, holding back tears. Is there no way to stop this, to try again? I shook my head. The time to try passed when you walked through that door with a packed suitcase. This is not a break, Carmen. It is an end. I handed her a new document. The last one. It was the formal notification of the hearing with an addendum detailing the final division of assets and the waiver of any future claims. Read it tonight. Tomorrow the judge will ask if you agree. If not, the evidence will speak for you. She took the paper, nodded, and took a step back. I never wanted to lose you, she whispered. But you did, I said. I closed the door without waiting for a response. That night, I forwarded the recorded conversation to my lawyer along with a note. Make sure the judge sees her intention to delay. It was not revenge, it was protection. As night fell, Javier sent me another screenshot. Diego had posted a story from a club in Barcelona with Lucia dancing by his side. The caption, new life, new rules. Carmen did not exist in their world. Her detox had left her alone. Without a net, without a plan B. I prepared my briefcase for the hearing, reviewed the emails, and marked the legal notifications. Everything was ready. The life we built together no longer existed. Tomorrow, the court would make it official. The day of the hearing dawned gray in Madrid. I arrived at the courthouse in Plaza de Castilla at 9:30 a.m. with my lawyer by my side. The documents were ready, bank statements, screenshots, GPS records, emails from Carmen. Everything was ordered chronologically. My case was solid, built with precision to avoid any counterattack. Carmen had not contacted me since her last visit. I did not know if she would appear, but it did not matter. The process was underway, and I was prepared. At 10 a.m., the judge opened the session. Carmen connected via video call, her image blurry on the screen. She did not speak at first, just nodded when the judge asked if she understood the terms. I confirmed my agreement in a clear voice. The lawyer presented the file: emotional abandonment, proof of cohabitation with a third party, equitable division of assets. Carmen did not contest anything. When the judge gave her the floor, she said in a low voice, "I accept the terms." There was no drama or pleading, just a dull acknowledgement of reality. The judge delivered the verdict: divorce approved, assets divided with no right to future claims. In less than 20 minutes, it was all over. I signed the final papers, and the clerk stamped the file. I walked out of the courthouse without looking back. On the way home, Javier called me. "Is it done?" "Yes," I replied. "She did not fight. She had no way to," he said. Diego and Lucia are in Ibiza now, posting photos as if nothing happened. Carmen does not exist to them. I was not surprised. Her world of social media and false promises had collapsed, and I was not her lifesaver. At home, I checked my email. A notification from the bank confirmed that the joint account was closed. The house appraisal arrived shortly after with a number that gave me the freedom to decide my next step. I called the real estate agent and gave the green light to put the house on the market. "I want to start clean," I said. He nodded. "It will be sold within a month." That afternoon, I received a message from Carmen. I did not want it to end like this. "Can we talk just once?" I read it and deleted it. It was not resentment, it was clarity. She had chosen a path, and I had closed mine. I did not need explanations or emotional closures. The facts spoke for themselves. She left looking for a better life, and I made sure she could not come back as if nothing had happened. My lawyer sent me the final judgment by email. I saved it in a digital folder along with the rest of the evidence. Everything was documented, every step recorded in case she ever tried to rewrite the story. Days later, her brother wrote to me again. "Carmen is with my parents. She is broken, Miguel. You cannot be so cold." I replied with one line. I spoke with facts, not emotions. "This is over." I blocked him along with the rest of her family. I did not need mediators or emotional blackmail. Life went on, and mine no longer included Carmen. I canceled the last shared subscriptions, redirected the mail completely, and started looking for a new apartment in Chimberry. I wanted a place without memories, without echoes of a life that no longer existed. A week later, Javier sent me a final screenshot. Diego had broken up with Lucia, according to a post of his from a bar in Malaga. "Sometimes you have to let go to grow," he wrote. The irony was almost comical. Carmen, Lucia, they had all been disposable pieces in his game. I was not happy. I just confirmed what I already knew. Their world was a facade, and Carmen had bet everything on it. I, on the other hand, had built something real, a clean, legal exit, with no loose ends. The house sale process moved quickly. I signed the preliminary papers and transferred my share of the profits to a new account. With the money, I paid the down payment on a small but functional apartment in the city center. The move was simple. Few things, just the essentials. There was no nostalgia, only relief. The life Carmen abandoned no longer existed, and the one I was building had no space for her. I did not check her social media, nor Diego's or Lucia's. I did not need to see her downfall to know what had happened. The facts were enough. Months later, I learned from a mutual friend that Carmen had moved to Valencia, looking for a new beginning. I did not care. My new beginning was already underway. An apartment of my own, a solid routine, a future without shadows. She wanted space, and I gave her absence. She wanted to try another life, and I showed her what it means to lose the one she had. It was not revenge, it was justice. And while she was trying to put herself back together, I was already at peace.